Hello, hello everyone. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Okay. So the last day we discussed about creating the UI for an e-commerce website. Today's session taken by Faiz Alam will be on the topic UI designing using Figma. So rest Faiz Bhaiya will continue.
Hello, am I audible? Okay. So today we are going to do a hands-on kind of a Figma UI designing. So little bit about me. I am a IT third year student from Netaji Subhash Engineering College. I'm a core team member of DSC NSEC, and I'm a UX UI designer, Android developer, and I'm an enthusiast. If you want to connect with me, these are my links. Okay. So before I introduce you to Figma, I would like you to introduce yourself to a site from where you can generate a color palette for your app. So the site name is coolers.co. Let me share the link. When you open this site, just click on Start Generator. Once it's open, you will be seeing like 5 color palettes, right? There are 5 colors in your screen. If you want to change some colors, like just press the space bar and the color will change. If you like any color, you can just lock it. For example, I like this color. So if I lock it, this color is locked, and when I press the space bar again, other color will change and this will remain constant, right? This is a beautiful kind of a way to generate your own colors for the application that you're going to make. And after you have chosen your colors, you can download this and share it. Plus, you have hash codes of the colors directly which you can use in your app. So let's start Figma. Figma is a platform where you don't need actually the app installed in your app. You can actually use it from the browser, be it Chrome or Mozilla Firefox, anything. You just open the link, create an account, and you can just work with it. So you can open figma.com and create a project simply by clicking plus sign the drafts. Now let's see which colors we have chosen for the app. We have chosen this and this color. So when I design, I like to make a legend first. Legend will have the colors. So while I design, it will help me to locate colors. So the way I do that is I first draw a frame and then I draw a rectangle with the color hash code. Once we have made the legend, it will be easier for you to access the color which you're going to use for different portions of your app. This way you will like have a clear idea which colors you're going to use. Once the color is decided, you can go ahead and create your app page. So there is a tool here called Frame. This frame is like it will help you to decide which platform you're going to build the UI of. If it's a phone, you can decide if it's for iPhone X or iPhone 8 or just Android phone or a Google Pixel. If it's for tablet, you can go to tablet dimensions. There are many tablet dimensions like iPad Pro, iPad Mini. We are designing for desktop like an application of Windows. You can select these. So in today's workshop, I'm going to show you an Android phone UI. So let's get started. First things that I would like to show you an Android app. Before I start here, I would like to show other some other prototype that I've worked on. Yes, Figma is an online platform and it also has a desktop application as well. Let me show you. There is a desktop application as well, but Figma can be used on web, like on the browser itself. So I have been working on this app for quite some time. Let me show you from the start. So this is an layout of the UI of the app that I'm working on currently. So basically, it has a login page. Then it has like a sign up page and forget password page. Then it has a main screen like main activity screen with a menu bar and like bottom navigation menu bar. And these bottom navigation menu bar are connected like in the prototype part. So let me show you the prototype. Like in Figma and even in XD, you can create prototypes to like show the working of the like from which page you're going to which page of the application, and that page you can come back to the original page as well. So prototypes you can create in Figma and as well as in XD. So since I've designed it for an Android app, this will be like shown inside an Android mobile. These pages look like real application, but you're gonna type inside them. The buttons will just like navigate from one place to other. Like these are the menus, right? So when we click on different menus, we can navigate to other pages. But these are not real. These are just images, PNG images, which are connected to like from one page to other through prototyping tool. When you prototype, like let me show you this. When we like create an element, we can simply like join from if when it button is clicked or when that element is clicked. If that button is clicked, like it will like navigate to which other page. You can just simply do that by using the prototyping tool of Figma or XD, whichever you're using. So it's a very handy app for like showing to your clients which kind of page is linked with which kind of page, right? So let's get back to our hands-on. So first things first, we have to create a home page or a navigation, like first splash screen or home page. So I'm using a rectangle tool here. Uh, it's like you can use many shape tools. There is line tool, arrow tool, ellipse, and other tools as well. So for designing different elements like app bar or navigation bar, we use like border tools like rectangle tool, or for influence placeholders we use either square or ellipse like that. So for basic uh, making the app basically more visually appealing. Uh, for the app bar, I'm going to use this color. One thing that you would like to use is a gridding. Gridding will help you in a lot of way. When you create a grid, it will help you to like manage the negative spaces. Negative spaces are those spaces like the blank spaces that you can see, like in where there are no elements currently seen in the what can you say, in the app screen. So in order to manage negative spaces while designing, you can use grids. Let me set the grid size to 20 pixels. Change the color to black. So it will tell me when I'm using element or designing an element, how much space it is taking on the screen. Suppose I want 30 pixel for the app bar, then I will just like not 30 or 60 pixels. Then I will just like make the app bar with 20 pixel each into 3, like 20 to 60. Once the app bar is ready, like you can, if you want, okay, just a sec. This is very uh, interesting. Suppose now if you want to like create a button, again we are going to use rectangle tool for creating a button. So whenever you see a button in an app, mostly they are like either they have round corners or they are fully round, like in an oval shape. So in order to get a round corner, first select the element which you are like designing right now. So designing a button, select the button. After that, you have to just give the radius of the round corners. Suppose I want an oval shape, and then I will give like 25, like it will be an oval. If I only want like a button in the square form, but they will have round corners of like 3 pixels, you can even have that way. 3 pixels are very less. Let me make it 10. Right. Now, one thing that I would like to tell you is that never make the button same color as the background. Like it should be like visible, and it should be like the user should know that it's a button. It's not just any other element in the app. So in order to make that, make sure you have a very like good sense of color scheming. So for the button, I'm going to use the same color code that I've used for app bar. Once the button background is ready, we have to place it on the screen. I want to place it exactly at the middle first, and then like to write the text on the button. So of the text, you can like edit the text format, like change the text size. Simple thing that we do. once you have designed a button or any other element that you have designed, suppose I'm designing a button right now. If I'm designing edit text kind of like thing, like there's a text box. So once we have designed the whole thing, I would like to like group it. So in order to group, you have to just select the text and the background in case of a button. If you're designing any other element, you have to just select all the elements or the properties that you have like designed for that particular element. Just select all of them and press Ctrl plus G. This will group them and then rename as login buttons. So this way, what will happen, like if we are like moving it around the screen in future, it will move together. If we are to like it wasn't grouped like that, if you're moving less selecting by login, then this wouldn't be like preferable while designing. It is very like non-conventional way of designing, I would say. So once a button is like made, you can, if you want to edit the button, you just have to click on the rectangle part or the text part, whichever you want to edit. You can simply edit that. Now let's design the text box. I want the text box to be of 40 pixels and which should have like negative spacing from right and left of 20 pixels each. So I've designed it that way only. See, there are like two into 20 pixel each, that is 40 pixel on each side, right? And then there is like 40 pixel size within it. Now let me change the color. The color will be this color. Text box. I want this color, and I will give it a stroke. It should be like you have to, when you're choosing a color for anything, you should be like you should be able to see like the color shouldn't be like matching from the background, right? That's why I've given a stroke so that it's like you can able to like see its visibility. You can actually like differ it from the background. The people should know that you're going to use the use of that element in that app. Now, when we design a text box, there is always a placeholder, right? So, in order to have a placeholder, the placeholder should never be a fully dark color. It should be always be like a light gray color. So, we should just change it that way so that the person who is like the actual developer who is seeing it, he would know that you're designing a placeholder or is it actually a text that should be there. Now let's manage the negative space. I want it to be padded with 20 pixel. So let's leave 20 pixel. And that is done. Again, we have to group it because it's a text view. So actually, it's not a text, it's an edit text. If you are learning Android development, you will know like what is edit text and what is text view. I'm not going to that much detail. Once you have done that, if you want to duplicate this email text box, like we would require a password and email to log in, right? So in order to do that, you have to like select it and press Ctrl plus D. And if you're using Mac, you have to press Command plus D. Once it's duplicated, just drag it down Now you have two email edit text. Make one as password and then edit the text as well. Should have a padding of 20 pixel space. See why I'm doing this space and negative space thing is because when you design, uh, the design should look appealing to the user. If the user doesn't find the design appealing, he wouldn't want to use your application. It's not always the feature. Like the look and the feel of the app should be like the user should like want to use your app. It's not that just you like made something like design anything in the app and user will use because it's like useful app. While using that app, a user should like want to use your app. So in order to do that, you have to keep the design of the app like appealing to the user. Let's put the text in the app bar as login page. Change the color to white. The hex code for white is FFF or 6Fs. Again, we want 20 pixel padding. The button is looking like way bigger than the edit text, so we have to like decrease the size of the rectangle. When you are decreasing like the button that you have designed first, in order to like decrease the absolute like you can use this constant proportion. When you use constant proportion, the button will decrease or increase the way you want it to. Once this form is ready, you need to group it and name it as form. Now, what other features does the login page has? It has like a forget password feature or a sign up page. Like if the person is not like already has an account, then you have to create an account. So for that, you have to create a link to those two pages. So in order to do that, what I prefer is to like just use a text view. Let's make the color same as the app bar. Is on the right side. Then duplicate it by pressing Ctrl plus D and Just drag it. Have a 20 pixel of negative space from the front, and this will be like register account. Once this page is made, now you can move on to other pages. Just a second. Once this page is made, you press Ctrl plus D and a duplicate of this page is created. Like you have to create a sign up page as well, right? So for sign up page, what are the fields that is required? Fields required are the email, the username, the password, the confirm password, those kind of stuff, right? So if you want to design that, so why design the whole thing from scratch? Like if you can reuse the previous design, why not do that? So just press Ctrl plus D on one of the selections and it will like duplicate it on your screen. Then rename the first one as login page, rename the second one as sign up page, and even edit all the elements here. The app bar is edited. Now let's edit the button of login to a sign up button. Press enter. What are the other fields that are required? Password, confirm password. Just press Ctrl plus T and the space will be created. Just a second. This is email. Oh, I've done something wrong. This is email text. So once you have like designed the form, now what we can do is go in the app bar heading. Right, once you've designed the two pages, these two pages, what we can do is, oh, just a second. We can link it in prototype page. For example, I will once the person clicks login, it will go to the home page of the app. So in order to have a home page, first let me create a home page first. And I will delete all the things. Just the app bar will remain, the form and this will. Now let's come to prototyping. See, when you click on login, it should be navigated to the home page if the login thing is correct, of course. So we cannot code it here, right? So we'll assume that the user that have entered the password or the email have entered the correct password and pressed login, so home page will open. Now, if the person wants to register an account, what page should open? It should open the sign up page. If the user has signed up, then again it should open the home page. If the user does not have a like the user already has a sign up account in his in our app, he wants to like log in, and already user should like navigate it back to the login page, right? So this way, by clicking on each element first, when you're in design, you cannot have those option of like pointing to pages. In order to open that, you have to open the prototype, this part, come to prototype, and then select the element that you want as a like navigation element. Or usually, what do we have as navigation element? The buttons or the items that like a post, like when you want to share a post, you click on the share button. Like there are buttons in order to like navigate from one page to other. So once we have like mapped, you can see a preview of your app. Like how does it look? When you press this play button, a page will open and your app will be previewed like this. Right. When you press on sign up, this page should open. When you press on already a user, login page should open. When you press on register account, sign up page should open. Right. And when you press on login, the home page should open. So you can see a preview of your app, right? Now let's come to designing in the home page. Like you need to decide what kind of menu you want to have in your app. Like when you're designing an app, there's always like not always, but usually it has a menu, right? So there are two kind of menus that are famously used. One is like bottom navigation menu, which is at the bottom. You can see those kind of menus in apps like Uber, Swiggy, and even in Facebook there is a navigation menu of that kind, but it's not in bottom, it's in top. That's top navigation menu. So, I will not like let's take 5 minutes break because there is a like a alarm going on in my place. So Those who have asked questions, let me answer those first. Can Figma is same as Adobe XD, like Sajal Kumar have asked. Figma is almost similar as Adobe XD, but it has like a few extra features that XD does not have, and some features that XD have, Figma doesn't have. So few of those features, like you can see, is the code part here. When you are designing some app, like in app there is not CSS, there are usually XML part. So if you're designing a login page, so you can get the XML part of the code. Like login page has a relative view, does have the it has a vector or something like that. Click parts of the vectors. It has a lot of like it will give you the exact XML code of the page that you've designed. XD doesn't have that. But in XD there are some features like a repeat grid option. Like I have to actually press Control D to like duplicate from one text element to other text element, right? In Adobe feature there is a feature called repeat grid. When you press on repeat grid and just drag and drop it, it will just create as many as repetitions you want. Like if I wanted to have like 10 text box here in XD, it would be like press repeat grid and drop it. It will like design 10 edit text elements. But if in Figma, what you have to do, you have to like Control D, Control D, Control D 10 times in order to get 10 elements. So there are some advantages of using Figma, some advantages of using XD. They are different, like pros and cons in there. But basically, both of them works the same. And there's a major advantage of Figma is that you don't have to install it in your computer. You can directly work in browser. Like currently, I'm working in browser and using all the elements, right? So that's what that is. Any other questions? No questions. So okay, let's just wait for one more minute. No, auto animate feature is not present in Figma. Auto animate feature is present in only in XD. That's why when we design a like hamburger menu kind of stuff in XD, it's like much more visually appealing than in Figma. But when we're designing Figma, the auto animate is not there. So I think if you want the animation part, you should choose XD over Figma. But if you want the code part, like if you are designing something and want the exact XML code, you should use Figma in that case. Plus Figma is lighter, right? And Figma and XD both have plugins. I will show the plugins part just now, just like sec. So I was telling you about bottom navigation menu and hamburger menu, right? So the bottom navigation menu you will require to like have icons, right? So in Android, when you're designing, or in Swift, like not Swift, in the iOS part, when you're designing an app, you have those material icons like pre-install, like in the IDE itself. You just have to import them. So in order to have the exact kind of icons, there is a plugin called Iconify in Figma. So I have those plugins. Let me show you how you can import plugins. First, you have to open this menu, go to plugins, and then go to more and manage plugins. When you click on manage plugins, it will open the set of plugins that are available for Figma, right? So let me show you plugins. If you want to install some plugins like icon plugin, just search it and it will show you. So I have two plugins installed, material icons and iconify for plugins. So I will be using material icon because in Google prescribed icons, material icons are present in your Android Studio. So in order to use those plugins, all you need to do is go to plugins and search material design icon. A window will open. From there, you can search which plugin you want. For example, if you want a home plugin, search home and it will find a home plugin. Once you click on that, a home icon will open on your screen, and then you can change the color if you want to change the color. Like I would want to have the color of this app bar that we have for the active one. Now, what is active? What is passive? Like what is active? What is not active? I think I will just explain in a bit. Just let me change the color. Consider we are like designing the home page right now. So in home page, you want to have you would want to have an icon like specifying that yeah you're on this current page right now. If there is no heading app bar, then how you will like recognize which page you are at? So for that we have to like an active color and a non-active color, inactive color. Let's include other icons. Now suppose we are designing this UI for a, consider we're designing it for a food delivery app like Zomato or Swiggy, right? So which kind of menu items are there? Like there is home page, there is search page, there is account page, and this Swiggy pop, I guess. Let's just design only 4 pages, right? For now, search, home, profile, and setting. Search icon. So we don't have a color for search icon, right? For a passive color, we have not decided yet. So let's generate a passive color for that. I think this color will do. Let's put that in a legend. This will serve as a passive color for the menu item. Once we have like decided the passive color, just a second, what happened? Now let's change the size. This, what is the size of our 31, 36? Change the size to 31. We need to have equal spacing. For now, just placing it anywhere in the screen. Once we have like 4 to 5 icons, then we can like decide the exact negative space between the icons that we want. So after a search, we wanted to have which icon? The settings icon. Yeah, settings icon. This icon. We want to have setting icon with the same color, like same passive color, and we want to have the size to be 36. If that is done, place it at the bottom. Then we want to have account, like profile section of the user. Again, we want to have the same size and same passive color. Once you have placed all the icons, now you have to decide how much negative space you want between each of them. Let's for now let it be 20 pixel each. Once that is settled, there's one drawback of using this plugin. The plugins that the icons that you are like importing from the material design icon plugin, those are not in the current page. So you just like keep that in mind while you are using it. Drag and drop inside the page that you're using. Now, once that is sorted, you have to select all of them and like move it in the middle of the page. So like we have a clear distinction of the negative spaces. Now what I would like to do is like create a bottom navigation bar stroke. This won't have any color, it will be transparent, but it will have a stroke of 1 pixel. So that way it will be like visible to the user that this is a bottom navigation bar. Once that is done, we need to like group it in the bottom navigation bar. tag. Now see, our home page is ready. Now what kind of, let's not go, we have like very less time left. Let me show you how you can navigate from one page to another this way. You don't have very much time left, right? So let's just duplicate the home page. I will show you some. This is a search page, okay? Search page. Now let's change the search color to the active color and the home color to passive color. So now you can see like make this page is either home page or it's a search page from the app navigation bar as well. This is search page, this is and home page. Then what you have to do is like prototype it. So this is home page, the search page is here. So from search page it should go to the search page, and from home page it should come to home page. So when we like actually play and press the play button, see we are navigating from home. Just we can navigate from search page to home page. Now I would like to like end this session. It's almost an hour. Like you can create a lot of things in Figma and UI design. I just shown you some basics for today. There are a few questions. Let me answer those. In Figma, can we design UI but can we work as a team in Figma? Yes, you can work as a team in Figma, but the team is limit is very like low. You can only have, I guess, two team members in Figma. Only one of them can edit and other can view. But if you want to like use like have a huge team, then you have to like purchase the Figma like packages there. You have to go pro. There's an option for going pro. It's not showing here. Let me open in another tab. Figma.com. To work in a very big team, you need to like to upgrade your like account settings. Then you can work as a team. It's $12 per month, and you can like have private projects. You can share in the team library. If you're working in an organization, there is $45 per month. Any other questions? Well, if you don't have any other questions, I would like to hand it over to Ritesh.
Thank you. That was all for today. Thank you, Faiz Bhaiya, for such a wonderful session. I hope it was a good session for everyone. And with this, we come to an end of our discussions about XD part. The next session will be all about Photoshop. You shall be notified about the details of the next sessions in our WhatsApp group. Thank you and have a good day.